Man, I tell people, you can't let your mind be clogged with all type of stress, all type of emotions, and all type of things that you can't control. Cause when your mind get clogged and get down to the point where your mind start telling your body, let's shut down, let's go to sleep, let's do this, man. That's when that depression jump in, man. You can't never let your mind not be occupied with positive energy and positive thoughts. You gotta always think that, man, shit gonna get better. Cause, man, I look at life like it's a lot of people out here in this world that's going through a lot of different things and that I would call struggle. There's a lot of people in this world that literally fighting for their life every day in a hospital, fighting a disease that they was born with. When you see people go through stuff that they can't control and they fighting every day, then, man, ain't no way I ain't gonna fight. Ain't no way I ain't gonna fight to survive. And a lot of people don't understand you don't gotta do nothing wrong to be surviving. You just gotta pick what you want to do and set goals in life and try to reach them goals. And everybody ain't gonna reach them goals in life, man. Sometimes you gotta take your time and you can't go fast. Sometimes you gotta build your life brick by brick to understand when you get through building that motherfucker that you made it to where you deserve to be, man. That's why I sit back and I remember old people used to be like, man, I built that house brick by brick, and they really meant that shit, man. Them people went to work every day, bought a lot, bought a piece of land, and every paycheck them folk went and bought some material. And on weekends, them and their friends got out there and built them a house, man, for his family to live in for decades and decades and decades. So when I started thinking about life and started realizing that when you gotta build your life the same way people build a house, brick by brick, so you can appreciate each step you take in life, man, I knew I opened up a motherfucking part of my brain that I never even knew I had. I knew that I had tapped into a gold, man, and it was in my brain, man. It's crazy that the things that people don't even understand that they capable of doing until they forced to do it. Real shit. Don't nobody know what they able to do until they forced to do it. That's for real shit. When you forced in a situation in life where you don't understand what's really going on, you deal with that, no matter what it is. That's what I tell people, man. Don't never say what you ain't able or capable of doing, because sometimes life will make you show that you are able to do that shit, man. What's up, Jose? That's why I tell people, man, don't never say what you can't do and what you ain't gonna do, because sometimes life will put that shit out there and say, well, you gonna do it now. They gonna say, you gonna show us that you can do it. Fuck you, man. You gonna show us. You know what I mean? People always talking about, man, I ain't gonna do this and I ain't gonna do that. Sometimes life show you that you gonna do what the fuck you need to do to survive, no matter if it costs you going to do a 9 to 5, if it's make you goddamn it do something that you never thought you would do. Life is always gonna show you that don't never underestimate what you able to do. It ain't gonna never let you do that, man. Motherfuckers just get comfortable in their life and they just be like, well, I ain't gonna never do this and I can't do that and I can't do this and I can't. Man, fuck that shit. It ain't nothing that I can't do. It ain't nothing that, if a motherfucker a millionaire, I can be a millionaire. If a motherfucker can fly a plane, I can fly a plane. Cause there's one thing about it. If a motherfucker do something, then you know how to do it just like them, man. It just takes studying, and it takes dedication. It takes effort. I tell people, man, if you ain't trying to do better in life, then you ain't gonna do better in life. If you satisfied with the way you living in life, then that's the way you gonna live in life, man. You feel me? That's the way you gonna live in life. You feel me? That's the way you gonna live. You can't never sit back in life and say, I deserve this and I deserve that, and you ain't doing shit to go out there and get it. What you doing to go get it, man? What you doing to make your life better? You know, that's what people need to be trying to say. What you gonna do to make your life more better than the next motherfucker? Motherfucker be like, well, man, I'm way smarter than him, and I've been working way harder than him. Why he living like this and why he living like that? Well, you wasn't smarter than him. Because if you was smarter than him, you'd be living better than him. So instead of hating on a motherfucker, go ask that motherfucker what is he doing different than you different, and see if you can mimic his situation and become better. Don't sit back and holler out, oh, hate on a person, I dislike a person. Man, it's like this content shit, man. I don't hate on now individual, man. I don't get on this motherfucker and talk about other people's pages. I don't do that shit, man. I see some fuck shit, I say something about it. I tell a fuck motherfucker they'll fuck motherfucker quicker than a motherfucker. I speak on certain situations, but man, I try to tell people, look at my life and see that it took me 46 years old to be having these type of conversations, man. It took me 46 years of going through the things that I went through, and most of them I put myself through them motherfucking situations, man. I put myself in the penitentiary. You know what I mean? I just look at it like it is what it is. You gotta know what it takes to survive in life, to know what it takes to progress in life. You gotta know. And the internet, I tell you, the internet, I laugh off these folks on the internet, man. These folks that's cowards and suckers that hide behind these pages, these troll pages, and they throw out racial slurs, throw out, uneducated remarks, and I just laugh at them and block them. I laugh at and block them suckers, man. Because I know that can't nobody stop me from having the conversation I have, no matter what platform I'm on, what page I'm on, because I'm going to spread the gospel, man. I'm going to tell the truth. I ain't going to get on here for clicks and likes and troll grown people, because a lot of people already got enough problems than for me to be doing the police job, pointing out situations in their case online, telling them and hoping that they go to jail. I'm not going to do that, man. I never hope that a person go to jail. I don't wish jail on my worst motherfucking enemy, man. You know what I mean? But, I don't like people content. If people like it, shit, then they like it. But if you want to hear a person that's going to have real, true life situations, and I ain't talking about number life type situations. I ain't talking about no make-believe shit. I'm talking about no rich folks that's got rich folk problems. Them rich folk problems. I'm talking about the average person's problems. The people that's out here struggling and trying to figure out a way to get some money. I'm trying to tell them folks that there's certain situations that should never be an option, especially when you're a certain age. When you're a certain age, you don't take so many chances to try to do certain things. You get to the point where you be like, shit, fuck that. When you start weighing up freedom towards money, you say, fuck that. I'd rather have freedom. I'd rather have freedom than all the money in the motherfucking world. Shit. A lot come with freedom. Free to be able to say what you want, do what you want, go what you want. You might not be able to eat what you want. Shit. But you might not be able to fuck who you want. But at least you got options. At least you got options. You don't understand that until you've been through them situations where you sitting in them jail cells and you weighing all the options in the world, and you sitting there looking at millionaires, literally, folks with millions of dollars in their motherfucking bank account own half of cities that they ain't gonna never be able to stand in again in their life. Cause they in the penitentiary for the rest of their life for crimes. Shit. I'd rather be free and poor than be in prison with $1 billion. Fuck you, man. I know that life is too motherfucking precious for a motherfucker to be spending any second of any day in any prison or jail cell. Too many things I could be doing besides that bullshit. I was telling somebody earlier, man, I started a nonprofit, and people don't understand how hard it is to start a nonprofit and to call these schools and literally have to beg these folks for you to be able to come up here and talk to their kids, man. You got to beg these folks for you to be able to come in these schools and try to tell these kids that you don't want to fall down the path that I went to because that shit ain't going to happen. That shit ain't going to do. I'm going to end up with 46 years of misery. Are you going to end up in situations where you ain't going to live to see your next birthday? But you got to argue, man, I'm telling you, I called them schools and I'm like, they like call the board of education. You call the board of education and you tell the board of education, man, look, I'm an entertainer and I'm a content creator and I'm trying to get back to the community by coming and speak to the youth in the schools. And them folks look at you and they say, nah, we're good. You're like, what do you mean you good? You don't want to take a chance of someone being able to reach one, teach one, stop one from going, making mistakes that somebody else made. You don't want them to be able to do that? Oh, well, we need to do this. And man, come on now. Ain't no different than when you folks bring them motherfuckers from jails in orange jumpsuits to them schools and let them folks jump out them vans and walk up in them schools and have them conversation with them kids. So y'all more terrified of an individual that's free and being successful in life and being able to teach kids this is why you do this and give them an example, but also give them something to look up to because they see me free. You telling a child a story about what not to do and you sitting there in handcuffs and blues. Most people just, I've been there. I was in the Scared Straight program and I seen them folks come up in there, man, and I laughed at them folks and tripped off them folks because I was thinking like them folks got caught. I ain't going to get caught. You need a motherfucker to get up in that motherfucker and say, I thought the same thing that you thinking in there, man. You need a motherfucker to be up there and they looking around in that crowd and they see them same little boys and they see them same little girls and they see them same crowds gathering in them things and step up off that stage and walk out there in that crowd and talk to them folks, man. Go out there and talk to them. Tell them, man, look, man, I know you think this shit all laugh and giggles. I know you think that life is a game because you this age and it don't seem like that, that life gonna be this, but man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you that there's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers in the world that's gonna disappoint you, man. It's going to be a lot of situations that you go through in life that you ain't going to understand. There's going to be a lot of times in life that you're going to feel like giving up. But you shouldn't give up, man. I know that you looking like this and you acting like that, and the reason you acting out is because you ain't getting the love you deserve at home, man. I know the reason that you up in this school eating 2-3 school lunches ain't because you just agree to motherfuckers, it's because you hungry. It's because you know when you go home, you ain't gonna have nothing to eat. So you trying to fill up for the next day till you go to school. I want to be one of them people that reach them children because I know that's what they thinking. I know it's what they thinking. I see the little boy back there shy because he got his feet crossed because he don't want nobody to see the holes in his shoes. I see you, man. Instead of me pointing you out and shaming you, let me go buy you a pair of tennis shoes right now and let me have a conversation with you, man. Let me tell you, man, I've been there, man. I've been there, but technology is your friend nowadays, man. And it's a billion ways that you can get some money. And don't let where you going to lay your head at be the place that you always lay your head at for 30, 40 years, meaning in the projects. Know that you got a better purpose in life, man. Know that you got a better purpose. Because I've been one of them children that was ashamed to go to school, and the school teacher them calling, talking about why he ain't in school. And the reason I ain't going to school is because I'm tired of motherfuckers talking about my clothes. I'm tired of motherfuckers talking about my shoes. I ain't not going to school because I'm bad, I'm dumb. I ain't going to school because I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. You know what I mean? And even though a motherfucker, mamas and daddies and shit used to be like, don't be ashamed, go to school, get your education, man. Look here, man. You don't know the feeling when people picking on you, and then the only thing you know is anger. So now you firing on people, you punching people. Now you done became the bully. When you wasn't even the bully. You just was a person that had so much fucked up shit going on as a child that only thing you know is to shoot the fuck off. Only thing you know is to punch a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Only thing you know. Shit. Wishing you can go home and punch your mom and daddy for not doing better in life and buying you shoes, buying you clothes. You sitting out there wearing hand-me-downs. Shit crazy, man. I remember one time that I had this little boy, and I was probably like about 8, 9 years old. Man, I had this little boy confront me about a jacket that I was wearing to school because he knew it was his because my mama them got it out the motherfucking Goodwill thing, man. And how he knew it was his grandmama sold his motherfucking name in the sleeve of the motherfucking coat. And I'm up in school with this nice ass jacket looking cool. It's winter time, I'm feeling comfortable, and then this little boy come up and picking on me, talking about this my jacket. Talking about, man, my mama bought this jacket. This jacket ain't yours. Next thing I know, me and the little boy fighting. Next thing I know, the little boy, we don't open the coat, and the coat got the little boy name inside of it. Man, how embarrassed you think I felt? Embarrassed I felt, man. How much anger you think I felt? I felt like shit. And it's one thing when your parents doing everything they can, and that's the best they can do. But when you grow up and realize that your parents out there smoking dope, they ready to go spend $20 on a motherfucking 20 rock, then go spend $20 on you a pair of tennis shoes, even if they buddies. It's insane. It's insane, man. Insane. Life is like that, man. Every day, I look at children, man, and I be wanting to tell them motherfuckers every day, don't give up, man. Don't give up. Because a lot of children out here lost because their parents lost. A lot of these children out here don't stand a chance in life because their parents ain't even giving them a chance, man. They ain't even giving them an opportunity to even be somebody great. Either by keeping them in an environment that they shouldn't be in, by forcing them to be in environments that they shouldn't be in, by forcing them to be around people that they shouldn't be around. It's insane, man. When you able to look back and look at life and been through the certain situations where as a parent that shit other parents shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't be doing. And if you raise your children right and them folks still become adults and do bullshit, that's just them. A lot of people don't understand that if I'm doing what I should be doing and I ain't doing nothing wrong and I raise my child right, and my child go out here and meet some ass nothing ass individual in life and become different, that wasn't my fault. That wasn't my fault. And there's times in my life that if somebody would have reached out and tried to give me just words of encouragement, not even try to give me money, but just give me words of encouragement, it might have would have changed my whole thought about situations. Man, thank you, man. I'll see you, San Diego. Oh, shit, man. That's why I say, man, most people that follow me and subscribe to my page, man, Them folks is like me. Them folks don't survive so much that they ain't gonna give up. You know, and they like ain't no way that another motherfucker should be complaining about their life when you know people that's going through way, way more traumatic situations that they can't even control. Health problems. Man, you got people that work every day that don't do nothing wrong that end up with cancer and fight for their life. You got children that are born in this world with diseases and fight for their life from the word go. From the word go. Come on now. So ain't no way that I'm gonna complain about anything that's happening to me long as I'm healthy and I'm breathing. I'm happy, man. I ain't gonna never say that I didn't survive this and I didn't survive that because I don't survive some situations that I know a lot of people wouldn't survive. And I ain't just talking about no shoot-ups and no shootouts in the streets and all that old. I'm talking about situations where I'm laying up in the hospital and bleeding out my motherfucking stomach and my mouth and out my ass at 13, 14 years old and don't know why. And come to find out I got a motherfucking erupt ulcer at 13 years old and I'm bleeding from the inside out. And that was from stress as a child, man. I told myself from that day forward, boy, I won't stress about nothing. Because I know stress leads to health problems. Stress end up you shitting out blood and throwing up blood. Stress will make a person lose their mind and their sanity, man. I just look at it real. And I know a lot of people like you can't. I look at everything like whatever I can't control, I'm not going to stress about it. Whatever I can't control, I'm not going to stress about it. Because I know that I've been in some situations way worse than this in life, whatever point that is, and I don't overcame that situation, man. And I ain't have to crash out to do it. You know, I ain't have to crash out. You know, I tell people all the time, man, when I left the streets, man. Do I miss that motherfucking money? Shit, hell yeah, I miss that money. I miss being able to spend money like it's paper. $100 bills like they dollars. But do I love my freedom? Hell yeah. Way more than I love any money. You know? I be talking to people sometime and they be like, man, why you, struggling? I'm like, how am I struggling? I got a house that I own. I got a car. I got food in my house. How am I struggling? You know what I mean? Just because I ain't out there in the clubs and I ain't out there at the poker games and dice games, shooting dice at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, losing $2,000, $3,000. I'm struggling. Some people got the wrong thought of what struggling is. I'm living, motherfucker. That's what you call living. Shit. I'm living to stay free and living to stay alive. That's what my goal is, man. My goal ain't to die in no motherfucking penitentiary cell, in no jail cell, in no shackles and chains. That's not my goal in life, to die like that, man. I sit in prison for 15 and a half years begging God every day and every second to let me out and be free again. So he did, so thank you. So I ain't gonna squander that bullshit and I ain't gonna jack it off. People be like, why you don't, man, I don't like being in crowds because crowds bring problems. I don't like being around a lot of people that I don't know because you don't know them folks. You antisocial, call it what you want to call it. If I want to go eat a nice meal, I'm going to pick me a nice restaurant. If I want to go sit in a bar and have a drink, I'm going to go pick me a nice bar and have a drink. I ain't going to go to somewhere just because it's the hood and I need to be seen because I'm a hood motherfucker. Nah. People don't understand sometimes when you associate yourself with certain people, you get caught up in situations with them people, man. Somebody could be watching an individual and then next thing you know, them folks watching you. Because they know that certain people only associate with certain people. That's why I tell people, man, sometimes I might not be trying to bring my problem to you, man. You know, and if I'm trying to change my life and move around, you should be trying to encourage that shit, man. You should be encouraging that. You know, I don't got beyond that bullshit, man. Only way that a motherfucker gonna get my attention if they doing something to me, then I'm gonna put that motherfucker in the ground. You know, that's when it gets serious with me. It ain't gonna get serious because I'm out here trying to grind and hustle and somebody trying to rob me and I had to take their life by some motherfucking little chiplets, man. Fuck that shit. You know, it's bad enough that people out here work every day and drive what they want to drive and they pull up to a gas station and somebody carjack and rob them and they ain't even done nothing. So just imagine when you a dope man and you out there and you putting that motherfucking image out there, you as a moving target, or as what they call in the hood a moving lick. And nowadays, motherfuckers don't know how to associate themselves from the dope game, from the internet shit, man. Dope men shouldn't be on the internet. If you're a dope man, you shouldn't. If you out there in the streets doing anything wrong, you shouldn't even own an Instagram account, a TikTok, a YouTube. You shouldn't be doing nothing. Period. You know what I mean? Because everything you doing online, especially if you a dope man in the streets and you out there flashing money and you out there on the street that you selling dope, talking about we out here trapping in there, we getting this money out here on this block right here. Man, you 40-something years old and you out there doing that on the internet? Oh, them folks gonna say that's prop money, them prop guns. Man, them folks know the difference between, they gonna put an expert on that stand on your dumb ass and that expert gonna draw on tuck that snapshot of that motherfucking gun that you got on that picture. And you gonna end up in a situation like Boosie. 40-something years old going to prison. And I don't give a fuck if it's for a day or a week. That's too long for a motherfucker to know better. That's too long for a person to know better, man. Yeah. You don't never want to bring attention to yourself. You know, a lot of these folks bring attention to themselves, man. I see so many drug dealers that be live, smoking weed, drinking lean, showing they scat packs, they motherfucking Porsches, and showing shit that they shouldn't even have, putting it in them motherfucking folks' face like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look what I can do, look what I can do. You motherfuckers ain't doing nothing but literally bringing the police to your front door, man. You literally letting them folks know that you somebody they need to be looking at, man. You know what I mean? For real. You know what I mean? And everybody want to holler out, oh, I got a record label. And man, you ain't got no motherfucking record label. You just a whole bunch of dumbass motherfuckers that's selling drugs and you motherfucker don't know how to distance yourself from drug dealing and man, come on now, man. Come on now. Everybody that's ever had money in them streets and they know this, man. Eventually, you gonna end up buying you a couple dump trucks, buying you a motherfucking semi. You gonna end up doing something to get the fuck away from them motherfuckers in them streets because the internet is getting the motherfucker put up under the penitentiary, man. You never know. Motherfuckers be live on their phones and you out there shooting dice. That's a felony, man. That's a felony. Motherfucker be live in gambling houses while niggas in there committing a crime. Them folk didn't watch the news. They didn't watch where they got that NBA player and they just charged that man with a federal crime for hosting a motherfucking high-stakes poker game in his mansion with his friends. Come on now. You got life fucked up. You got life fucked up, man. You got life fucked up when them folks show you what they do to you, and you still don't get them and take heed, that if them folks telling you, why are you showing that shit, man? Why are you showing yourself talking about I got the hottest gambling house in the city when y'all gamblers from around the world come down through here? Man, them folks don't got to do nothing but follow motherfuckers that call themselves world gamblers that be online with all this jewelry talking about they gambling. That's illegal money, man. That's what they call a legal tender. You running around shooting dice on the street, you can't account for that money. 9 times out of 10, all that money came from another motherfucker that was selling dope. What up, your man? Not yet. Yeah. I tell you, man, I feel so good. Look, my security. He look at you. You know I'm on live. He always checking on me, man. I love that shit, man. He always checking on me, asking me, man, you good? Hey, it's like sometimes when you pull off, it's like you be reading my mind. That nigga, cause I know you don't call. I know you don't call the phone.
No, I ain't gonna call it. I just stopped.
Oh, okay. I
I
see
tried to
you.
call Chris.
I
Cause
see.
he the father, so we gotta be at the thing at 6.
Is that what? Okay, yeah. I'm finna go in there and put. I'm finna go in there and put the what's name them on. I gotta put all these motherfuckers on charge. I gotta put all these phones on charge. I gotta put the tabs on charge.
That nigga
Cause,
been posting like a
Cause I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
podcast.
Look, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna use the tablet to go live. You know, on my YouTube, cause that's
Yeah.
it's bigger screen and it's all that.
Yeah.
We gonna turn up. He providing the food and the drinks, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
it sound like a plan. Sound like a plan. Is his son gonna be there?
Yeah, he want.
I want to interview him about his fight.
All right, man. I'm gonna call him and let him know so he don't be. You feel me? Caught off guard.
All right, well, I need to. I guess what time is it? 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
What time is it now? 2.
Shit, too. That time flying.
Time flying, man. Okay, well, look, I tell you what. Round about. We need to be ready to be moving around by 5.
All right, I got you.
Cause I need to stop by. I need to stop by the store, get me a shirt.
All right, I'm gonna call Chris because he needs to.
Yeah, he need to go and get his shit together.
Yeah, but he missed out.
Yeah, I got you. What's up, Jazzy? I've been missing you. I ain't seen you in a minute. Bang your live and tell you you on restrictions for 3 days and you appeal it and they don't even answer the appeals no more. But YouTube let me go hard. They let me push, man. I'm on YouTube live right now. You know what I mean? It's one thing I learned about this internet shit too, man. When you get your subscriptions, when people subscribe to your page, and like my subscription, I think it's like $1.99, man, and I think I get like it's $1.99. I think I get like 80 cents of it, man. I get like 80 cents for a person to subscribe to my page. So what I started doing is I said, fuck that shit. I said, man, I ain't gonna do all that.